Coming up right now on Eyewitness News, a warning of sorts for Raleigh leaders. Why one woman says things need to change before the capital city can really move forward.
A federal trial gets personal after House Speaker Jim Black testifies what he said in court.
And the Stanley Cup champs hit the ice tonight. We'll show you what the Canes did before the game that got the fans all fired up.
Eyewitness News starts right now.
Breaking news, breaking stories. This is ABC 11 Eyewitness News at 11.
Tonight, one of downtown Raleigh's biggest visionaries is on her way out. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm Steve Daniels.
And I'm Angela Hampton. Nancy Horman heads up the Downtown Raleigh Alliance, but she has just announced she plans to step down at the end of the year. Tonight, she has some stern advice for city leaders. Tamara Gibbs joins us live from Fayetteville Street outside the Raleigh Eyewitness News Center with more. Tamara?
Yeah, Angela, Nancy says you can look up and down Fayetteville Street and see that the city is on the right track, but to stay that way, she says there needs to be an attitude adjustment.
It's a very hard choice, because look at what's going on.
There's a sense of bittersweet pride as Downtown Raleigh Alliance Director Nancy Horman looks out on Fayetteville Street. She's leaving her job, but not without a word of warning.
I think we need to live up to our own hype.
If Raleigh wants to be a big-time city, Horman says it's got to shed its small-town mentality.
We're not sweet tea and rocking chairs. I think people are afraid to let go of that.
You know, you might offend a few people by saying we're not sweet tea and rocking chairs,
But that's not all we are.
it's not that progress and tradition can't coexist, says Horman, but Raleigh's in the midst of a $2 billion renaissance, and opportunity is knocking. She thinks it'd be a shame if the city missed it. Case in point, according to Horman, the controversial Plaza Art project slated for Fayetteville Street. Funding fell through after weeks of indecision.
Many people in this community are afraid to think outside of the box.
But the city's on the right track. Restaurants, the RBC Bank headquarters, and the Raleigh Eyewitness News Center, Horman says, are good examples of how Raleigh needs to keep the attention of major investors.
You would not have those people coming to downtown Raleigh 5 years ago because the city didn't believe in its downtown 5 years ago, and they believe in it now.
And with the thousands that turned out for Raleigh wide open, Horman says the citizens of Raleigh believe in it too. Well, Horman is moving to Phoenix, where her husband just got a new job. She'll still work as a consultant for the Alliance until they find her replacement. We're live on Fayetteville Street in downtown Raleigh. Tamara Gibbs, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Tamara, thanks. A new twist tonight in the federal fraud trial of a former lottery commissioner. It took a personal turn, not for Kevin Gettings, the man on trial, but for State House Speaker Jim Black. Mike Dunstan joins us live from the federal courthouse in Raleigh with that story tonight. Mike?
And Steve, Gettings took the stand, but he wasn't the one who stood out. State House Speaker Jim Black wasn't speaking to reporters after he finished testifying. His lawyer didn't have much to say either.
But it would be unfair to the government and to Mr. Gettings to come out every time there's a break and give our opinion on the trial.
Federal prosecutors questioned Black about an upscale dinner meeting in September 2005. Black was with his political director, Meredith Norris, who was also a paid consultant for Scientific Games, a company trying to win the state lottery contract. A Scientific Games vice president was a third person at the dinner. I don't remember any discussions about appointing Kevin Gettings, Black said under oath. At the end of a busy day, I'm kind of brain dead and unwinding. The next day, Black appointed Gettings to the Lottery Commission. Gettings later resigned after it was revealed that he had worked for Scientific Games. The prosecutors asked Black about his ties to Norris by saying, "Is it true you had a close personal relationship with Meredith Norris?" The speaker shot back, "What do you mean, close personal relationship? I have a close personal relationship with all my employees." Tonight, Eyewitness News wanted to see if Meredith Norris had anything to say about the exchange, but no one was home. When Gettings took the stand, he explained his professional background, and leaving court, he told reporters it's clear that the speaker stole the spotlight.
That's just such a sideshow, but so much of this case has been more about the speaker than me. I wonder sometimes what I'm doing here.
And tomorrow, Gettings will be back here to testify and to be cross-examined. We're live at the federal courthouse in downtown Raleigh. Mike Dunstan, ABC 11, Eyewitness News.
All right, Mike, thanks. Tonight, a former U.S. attorney, Superior Court judge, and aide to Senator Jesse Helms is facing prison time. Today, Sam Curran pleaded guilty to money laundering, obstruction of justice, and cheating the IRS. The charges are related to a scheme to manipulate the stock prices of several companies through the use of spam email. Curran's sentencing date has not been set. He faces up to 43 years in prison. Now to more on the fallout surrounding former Congressman Mark Foley tonight. A congressional aide says he warned House Speaker Dennis Hastert of Foley's conduct more than 3 years ago. Last Friday, Foley resigned after an ABC investigation revealed he'd sent inappropriate messages to a teenage page in 2003. Yesterday, through his lawyer, Foley said he never had physical contact with any of the pages. He also revealed he's gay and that he'd been molested by a clergyman as a teen.
Goodyear workers in Fayetteville could be walking the picket line in just a matter of hours. Workers at the Fayetteville factory will be walking off the job at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon if their demands are not met. The union is trying to work out a new contract that'll replace one that expired in July. Goodyear says if workers strike, a company has a plan to keep factories operating in 10 different states. In Durham, a Jordan High School student is getting a lesson on the law tonight. She's charged with taking a weapon to class and threatening to shoot up the school. Durham County deputies say 16-year-old Dominica Chappelle pulled out an X-Acto knife in the middle of class yesterday. They say she tried to use it on another student. That other student punched her in the face, and Chappelle was restrained before she could use the knife. Authorities say as Chappelle was taken into custody, she threatened a teacher and made threats to shoot up the school.
Just days after the Amish school shooting that left 5 girls dead, members of the community are already talking about forgiveness. The funerals for the victims will be held tomorrow and Friday. On Monday, the girls, all between the ages of 6 and 13, were shot to death execution style. Their killer, 32-year-old Charles Carl Roberts IV, also turned the gun on himself. Tonight, the grandfather of 2 of the victims says he was at his granddaughter's bedside last night when they passed away.
We saw her die down there. Then the other was up there. Then we went up 2 o'clock in the morning. We saw her die up there.
So you guys were with both of the girls as they passed away?
Yeah.
Is there anger towards the gunman's family?
No.
Have you already forgiven?
In my heart, yes.
How is that possible?
Through God's help.
Forgiveness is a cardinal rule for the Amish. Some of the victims' relatives have even visited the gunman's parents to try and console them. Tonight, the other 5 girls who were shot are still in the hospital.
Tonight, the FBI is hoping cash will lead them to a Chatham County man charged with kidnapping his own son. The FBI is offering a $5,000 reward for information. They say Jorge Sanchez Aguilera kidnapped Edwin Gonzalez from the little boy's mother on Sunday in Siler City. Authorities found the SUV, but they haven't found Aguilera or the 2-year-old. Aguilera is considered armed and dangerous.
Cary police hope you can help them find some brazen robbers tonight. They say the suspects may be connected to 4 holdups over the last 2 weeks. The first happened at Rudino's Pizza on High House Road, September 23rd. The second happened the next day at the Homewood Suites on McAllison Court. Then on Monday morning, robbers held up the Quality Mart on Walnut Street, and that night, bad guys hit the Burger King on Colonnades Way. Police think the holdups might be connected to a recent robbery in Raleigh. Call Cary police if you have any information.
A motorcycle and a car collided tonight, sending a Cary man to the hospital. We brought it to you as breaking news just before 6 o'clock tonight. Chopper 11 shows us the aftermath at Lumley Road near Page Road in Durham. Police say the car's driver turned into a driveway right in front of the motorcycle. Blake Thrasher hit the right side of the car. Tonight, Thrasher has a broken leg and cuts and bruises. No charges have been filed, but the crash is still under investigation. There's some good news tonight about a woman hurt in a hit and run in Durham. 23-year-old Caitlin Donnelly's condition has improved from critical to serious. A car hit her as she tried to cross LaSalle Street late Friday night. Authorities found the car involved, but they've not found the driver.
A teenage driver the hard way that one slight slip can cause a big problem. The 18-year-old told Fayetteville police that his foot slipped off the brake and onto the gas. That caused his car to crash into a karate studio on Yadkin Road. The driver wasn't hurt and the karate instructor inside at the time wasn't hit.
Tonight, a 2-year-old boy in the eastern part his dog attacked him. Police in Snow Hill in Greene County say a Rottweiler apparently dug a hole under a fence. Authorities responding to the mauling shot and killed Owners are on a cruise right now. Police have not decided if they'll face charges.
An alligator caused a big roadblock today, and Eyewitness News has the video to prove it. The 6-foot gator was spotted on Highway 301 near Old Whiteville Road in Robinson County. A driver saw the gator on the side of He ran it off into a nearby marsh. It never threatened any people, and neighbors say it's not the first time they've seen a
Getting a flu shot will be a lot easier this year than in years past. The state health department says there should be enough flu vaccine to go around this year. Manufacturing problems have been cleared up, and that means everyone should arm themselves against the flu. Small children, the elderly, and people with a weakened immune system should
Iraq soldier paid the ultimate price in Iraq this week. The Defense Department said Sergeant Joseph Perry of Alpine, California, died on Monday. His patrol came under attack during combat operations. Perry was 23 years old and a military police officer with the 18th Airborne and Special Operations Museum in Fayetteville is expanding. Military and city officials cut the ribbon on the new $1 million Iraq War Gallery today. The addition features exhibits capturing the history of U.S. Army Special Operations Forces from 1980 to the present.
Tonight, the puck dropped on champs, the Carolina Hurricanes. The Canes hit the ice at the RBC Center for the season opener against the Buffalo Sabres.
But before the game got started, they had to tend to a very important matter. They raised the 2006 Stanley Cup Championship banner. The Canes' incredible win over the Edmonton Oilers in June marked the first professional championship for a team in our state. A sold-out crowd of Caniacs filled the stands at the RBC Center tonight, and many say the Canes can do it all over again.
I feel like this team makes its fans a part of the game and a part of their team. So yeah, it's our win just as much as it is the team's.
We know they can do it again. We have no doubt. We've got some new people coming in, and we're just here. It's all about the support.
Find out if the Canes can pull off a win on home ice coming up in just a few minutes. Joe Mazer has all the highlights for us in sports.
We'll have some post-game interviews from the locker room tonight as well. They're charged with leaving patients to die at a nursing home during Hurricane Katrina.
Coming up on Eyewitness News, why they say their hurricane plan was best for the elderly patients.
A babysitter finds herself in a bind, how she lost a child on her very first day on the job.
And drafted to deliver, how a beer delivery guy traded in brews for a berth.
Here's a live look outside the Raleigh Eyewitness News Center. Looks nice right now, but things are changing, aren't they, Joanne?
Yeah, Steve, enjoy the pleasant weather while it lasts. We go from summer-like to a very chilly rain in no time at all. We'll talk about that in your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast.
All right, Joanne, we'll see you in a few minutes. Here's another look at tonight's winning Powerball numbers. They're on your screen. They're 39, 27, 7, 3, 40, and the Powerball tonight is 8. Eyewitness News continues in just a moment.